Alright guys, my name is Frank and welcome to this video in which I'm going to be giving you my top 10 most wanted vehicles for GTA Online in 2017. Now last year in 2016 was a pretty damn good year for DLC cars. I mean, we get quite a lot of variety in terms of the types of vehicles which come into the game, but in my personal opinion, the last pack of the year, the import and export DLC, was the best because we get so much different types of vehicles. We got supercars, we get big off-roaders, we got blooming the Knight Rider car, which is unbelievable, we got a rocket car, etc, etc, etc. But these are my top 10 vehicles which I want to come into GTA Online this year. Or I should say top 10 categories, because there is more than one car in each category. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, leave a like and also share it around. That would be absolutely fantastic. So yep, let's crack on with it. So just a heads up guys, that these are going to be in no particular order, starting off with the first one, and that is more classic supercars. Now, we've not got a lot of these in the game. The only one that really springs to my mind is the Monroe, which is basically like a Lamborghini Miura based car. You could also say that the Penetrator, the brand new Jaguar supercar, is kind of like a classic. But I'm talking about from like the 70s and 80s, maybe early 60s as well. But yeah, I would love to see a Lamborghini Countach, a Ferrari F40, and a Di Tommaso Mangusta. These are the three that I want most. Now, you guys can let me know any cars that you want as well in the comment section below from the categories on my list. But these three are the ones that jumped out at me and the ones that I would like to see, especially custom versions, because I would love a wide body Countach. How cool would that be? The next category is more muscle cars, both modern and classic. We've kind of been getting a little bit less of these sorts of cars in recent DLCs. So yeah, I would love to personally see a GTA version of all these cars that I'm going to mention. The 1970 Plymouth Hemi-Cuda, my favourite classic muscle car. The brand new Shelby GT350R, kind of like an updated, more track focused version of the Dominator. The modern day Camaro Z28, the classic Gone in 60 Seconds Shelby GT500E or Eleanor, the two Hellcats, and the 1970 Chevy Chevelle SS. I think these would all make a very, very nice addition to the game, especially the GT350R, because I would love to see what Rockstar do to kind of bring in like the more modern Mustang, because the Dominator right now is kind of based on like the 2005 to 2010 ones. It's got the more squarish look and everything, so I would love to see these cars to come into the game. So on to a category which kind of gets overlooked in games these days. That is hot saloons, or just saloons in general, or if you want to give it the proper term, a four-door car. But anyway, mines are mostly hot saloons, and we're starting off with the brand new Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. I believe that's how you pronounce it, not the way Jeremy Clarkson said it, the Quadrifoglio. I do admit that it is quite a tongue twister of a name, but I believe it's Quadrifoglio. But this thing is probably the best looking hot saloon to come out of the recent years. It's kind of leveling the Audi RS7 in terms of looks for me. I really, really like both of them. And speaking of the Audi RS7, that's another car I would like to see in the game. Now, some could argue that the tailgater is kind of like an Audi RS7, but I would love to see a proper kind of like chopped roof, proper like Audi RS7. And if you do bring it in, Rockstar, please bring the active air brake or the active spoiler, because that is the one thing which just makes the RS7. Now, I was tempted to put a BMW F10 M5 on this list, but one of the newer Oracles kind of looks like it. I know it's meant to be based on the 7 Series, but instead I've went for another BMW 4-door. That is the brand new F80 BMW M3. Now, I could have easily says the M4, but I think the M3 would be kind of unique, considering the fact that it's not in most games. It's mostly the M4 which is in games like Forza and stuff like that, so it'd be great to see like a 4-door M3 based car. Now, I know this specific car was kind of built in limited numbers for customers in China, and it is the Aston Martin Lagonda. I mean, you only have to look at a picture of this thing to see how gorgeous it is. Very sleek, very chic, and very stylish. It's got class beyond belief. Okay, I need to let my inner Jag fanboy out. I need to request a Jaguar XF RS. I mean, it's one of the most badass saloons. Took him out in recent years. It's just 5 litre supercharged V8 British beef, and I love it. And something you might not be expecting now, a friend of mine on Facebook actually showed me a picture of this car. First time I seen it on there a couple of days ago. It is the brand new 2017 Volvo S90 R design. Now, I remember saying in a video recently that I prefer Jaguars over Volvos in terms of design, because I know a lot of people say that Volvos are some of the best looking cars on the road, but I might need to actually agree with them on this point, because my god, this thing looks amazing. Holy shit, I mean, it's proper clean and just gorgeous from nearly every single angle, so hats off to Volvo, and it would make an interesting choice for GTA. Considering there's only really one sort of Volvo car, and that is the Warrener. Now, I know that is also based on the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR, but Volvo. So the next category is something a little bit different, and I don't think we've ever had this sort of car as a DLC car. Now, it's kind of split into two, this category, and that is Wagons and Utes. Now, I know it is America, which GTA is based on, but I would love to see some Aussie style come into the game. Now, this is partially inspired, actually not partially, it's fully inspired by Forza Horizon 3, so the couple of Utes which I have on my list is the HSV Maloo, or the Holden, and the Ford Pursuit Ute, the brand new limited edition Ford Pursuit Ute. They would make incredible Utes for this game. And also something a wee bit different, like a little Volkswagen Golf GTI, the original Mark 1, and make that a Ute, because I believe that was on Top Gear USA once. I know that's kind of more of a pickup truck version in the USA, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Ute version down in the land down under. Also, the first Ute ever made, the Holden 50-2106FX. Kind of an Adonai name, but still it's a pretty cool car. Now, in terms of the wagons, I'm going to mention my favourite first, the BMW M5 E60. Yep, this one has a V10. That's all I need to say. That is all I need to say. A freaking V10 wagon is A-OK from me. Now, Andy, I know you're going to like this one, mate. If you're wondering who Andy is, he's my best pal in real life, and he's into his muscle cars. The Cadillac CTS-V wagon. Yes, please. I'd love to see that in GTA. Now, on to the Germans. We have the Audi RS4 Avant / RS6. Now, I'm kind of putting them both in because the RS6 is essentially a more stretched out version of the RS4. I know the RS4 is kind of more squarish looking, and the RS6 is kind of more rounded, but I'd probably take the RS4 over the RS6. Now, another one that is very interesting and very, very rare is the Chrysler 300C SRT8 Touring. Now, you may remember in GTA 4 we had a 300C base car. I think it was called the PMP 400 or 600, I can't remember what it was called, but that was a really, really cool looking car, and it drifted very, very nicely. So I would like to see an estate version of that, and of course, we had to get a Swede in here, didn't we? The Volvo 850R. Now, I know this might sound strange to some, like, proper muscle car guys or, like, supercar guys, but my favourite category of car is small cars. I really, really like small cars and hot hatchbacks. They're just sort of my thing. I really, really do like them. So, when I say a small car here, my first one is the smallest production car ever made, the Peel P50. It is a three-wheeler, and we do have three-wheelers in the game now thanks to the BF Raptor, so I would love to see that come in. That would be really, really funny to kind of put it up against like a Panto or something. So Panto versus P50, make that happen, Rockstar. Another wee interesting choice would be the Volkswagen Up. Now, yet again, it would be probably run about the same size as the Panto in the game, but I do like a little bit of variation in cars, so that would be kind of cool. Plus, It would be awesome if it was the 4-door version that we can get 4 people into it. Considering the size of it, it'd be really, really funny to just drive around Los Santos in a wee tiny car like that. So another Volkswagen that a lot of people have been asking for is the Beetle. Hold on, I know we do have the Baja one, I know we do have that, but I'm talking about a proper classic road going one like Herbie or something like that. Like a proper clean old school style, because I like the Baja one, but still at the same time I would love to see like a clean version of it. So moving on to the more modern metal in terms of hot hatchbacks, and it is the Ford Focus RS. Now this is a must. Honestly, this is an absolute must, because this car would be perfect for GTA because it's all-wheel drive, it's got run about 300 odd horsepower, and the fact that we can go up mountains and everything like we're doing right now, it would be epic if we had like a little rally car option for like this. And think of the customization options as well that they can base it on. Ken Block's Hoonigan car, you can get like body kits for it and everything. It's just a really cool car to have in the game. Now this one is quite a tough one because we already just seen the brand new concept version of the Honda Civic Type R, but I'm not too sure which one I would want. The newest one, which is in production right now, or the concept one. So I might let you guys decide that in the comments, but if it was me, I'd probably pick the new one, like the concept version, even though it does kind of look like a Subaru Impreza. I must admit, it does kind of look like a Subaru Impreza WRX hatchback. The next car is the Ford Fiesta ST. Now, this would be quite cool and peppy up the back roads and everything of Los Santos, because a lot of people have been calling this thing the greatest hot hatch of this generation so far, and I do have to agree kinda, because it's a lot of fun, especially in Horizon 3, if you just like take it down some back roads or on some mountain-ish roads in Australia. It's freaking epic. But please Rockstar, make it the 2-door version, because the 4-door version that you get in the States, I'm not a big fan of, honestly. And I've probably asked for this one quite a lot now. I know Rockstar gave us an actual Abarth 500, but I would like to see, just like the Beetle, a classic version of that. The wee tiny car from the 1960s. So any French people watching might be surprised that I'm going to mention a couple of cars from your side of the pond. And that is the Peugeot 205 and 208 GTI. I mean, alongside the Volkswagen Golf GTI, the original Mark 1, the Peugeot 205 GTI is one of the most legendary and fun hot hatchbacks of all time, and the 208 GTI is kind of trying to recapture that magic, but from the modern time. Now, an interesting thought went through my head a little bit later on today when I was writing down this list. I thought, what about an i3? Like a little electric hatchback, because we've got the BMW i8 kinda in the form of the Jester. I know that's kinda mixed in with the new Honda NSX, but it'd be great to see a little i3, man. I don't know why I want it, but it's just a cool looking car. I've seen a couple of them in real life and they just stand out from the crowd, man. Even though they might be electric, it's definitely one of the most hip and like awesome looking ones out there. So last off for the small cars is of course the classic Mini Cooper S, especially the 90s version, like the 500 Sport, which I think, yeah, it was Richard Hammond which drove it in the Indian Special. I would love that version to come into the game. So moving on to the next category, and kind of keeping in theme with the import-export DLC with all of the gadget cars and everything like that, I'd love to see a movie/spy car pack. So this would include the James Bond Lotus Esprit submarine or amphibious car, the Aston Martin Vanquish kinda mixed with a DB11 with guns and rockets, the Bullet Ford Mustang GT390 Fastback. Now the next car on the list is the Spy Hunter car. Now this is a game that was made in the early 2000s in which you were a spy obviously and you had to hunt people down, hence the name. Now the car could actually change into sort of a cool looking boat, very cool looking boat, and it also has guns on it. It's a very awesome car, and it's kind of unique because Spy Hunter is kind of one of them forgotten games, and I would like to see like a reboot of it because it's just got freaking action-packed awesomeness written all over it. Although we do have a Knight Rider car, I would like to see the modern day Mustang Knight Rider that was used in the modern day TV show. Now granted, the TV show wasn't much of a hit, unlike the original show, which was very popular indeed, but the car is very awesome. Now I'm not a big fan of the wing, but everything else just looks completely badass, and considering the Dominator is already in the game, you could do like a proper spy version of that. Now yet again, thinking out the box here, what about the Speed Racer Mark V? Now I've seen the movie, I know it's pretty cheesy and everything, and the last time I watched it was when I was a kid, but I always used to dream about having that car in real life. It's so freaking cool. Plus the tires and everything, they all turn in like a 360 direction and everything, so it's kind of like the back tank from Arkham, I think it's Arkham Knight, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is, the one where the tank can actually like spin around and everything. So if we had that in the game, it'd be fucking dominant, wouldn't it? And speaking of the Dark Knight, what about the Tumbler? Oh yes, that would be freaking mental, because it is essentially a tank, but Batman style. I love it. So we're on to the last two movie cars that I want to see, and the first one is Ecto-1, the big Cadillac from Ghostbusters. Now, all the Cadillacs in this game are relatively slow and not that stylish in my opinion. Well, the Banana, it's pretty cool, I like that, if it's like a lowrider or anything, or you do it up quite clean, but I'd love to see like an Ecto-1 DLC car for like the Halloween special. That'd be freaking amazing. Just having the sirens and everything going off, and maybe Rockstar could probably add in a kind of Ghostbusters themed costume for your character to wear, and also a gun. What about the famous Ghostbusters gun? That'd be fucking awesome as well. And of course, I cannot do a movie car list without the DeLorean from Back to the Future. This is probably my most requested car for this game. How can you not bring in a freaking DeLorean? Seriously, I mean, we've had all these movie-based cars and everything like that, and they've not brought in a DeLorean yet. Come on, Rockstar, we believe in you. You can do it. Come on. Now, the one feature I would like to see with the DeLorean is for it to hover. Now, I know it's not a freaking sci-fi game or anything like that. I know it's meant to be more of a parody of real life. That's what GTA is meant to be. But if we've got the freaking Knight Rider car, which is parachutes and freaking jump mode and everything like that, and rockets, I'm sure as hell we can have a hovering DeLorean. Maybe use rockets instead of just like proper hovering power, or maybe even use like a hovercraft system. That'd be awesome. I keep on giving away the next vehicles here, don't I? Should probably remember that for next time, but yeah, a hovercraft. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Because we get to go in the water, we get to go on the land, and not quite the air, but you know what I mean. But yeah, that'd be freaking amazing. Probably like a little one, obviously, not the gigantic one which crosses the channel or anything like that, but just a cool little hovercraft. And please add steering for it, because that's probably one of the most famous things about a hovercraft. They have no steering, but that would be kind of funny. That would be kind of funny if they didn't add any steering for it into the game. But yeah, please, steering, please. And sticking with the sort of more outlandish vehicles, now this is kind of a Christmas based one, or like a winter based one, a snowmobile. Why has it not been done yet? Seriously? Because we've had snow for about 3 years, and I believe Rockstar could do it, because the tanks have tracks in the game, and snowmobiles have tracks, so that'd be brilliant, honestly. Just like snowmobile racing and everything, and going off-road with them and stuff like that. Yeah, please. So we've only got a couple of more categories to go, guys, and the last one I'm sure is going to freaking cheer a lot of people up. But the second last one is track day cars. Now, this is one that I really want as well, along with the DeLorean and like the hovercrafts and that, because there's not many open wheel cars in the game and everything, and there's not really properly like track toys in the game. So the cars I'm thinking of is a BAC mono base car, a Xenos E10S, a Caterham R500 Superlight, an Ariel Atom V8, and a KTM Expo. Any of them or all of them would be phenomenal, because you just sit in them, you've got no roof or anything like that, you can hear the noise. I know it's not Forza, but still, it'd just be a cool experience, like going along near sandy shores, everything, in an Ariel Atom. It's like, where's the track going? Why am I in the middle of the desert? And the last category, of course, is a drift / JDM one. I mean, the amount of people that have been requesting more Japanese cars and drifting style cars has been unreal. So Rockstar has provided us with the Elegy Retro Custom, which is kind of like an R33 Skyline mixed with an R32 Skyline. But I think a lot of people wanted a proper R34, but you never know, they might do that in the future, but I highly doubt it. So these are the ones that I would personally like to see in the game. Starting off with the Toyota Supra, specifically the Mark IV one, the Mazda RX-7 Spirit R, the Nissan Silvia S15, the Mazda MX-5, the Mitsubishi Evo 9, the Subaru Impreza WRX STI hatchback, the Civic EK9 Type R, and lastly, the Nissan 370Z. And with all these cars, I would love the option for them to be Benny's cars, because the amount of customization options you can think for these cars is pretty damn endless, considering the fact that in real life it's pretty damn endless as well. But anyway guys, that has been my top 10 most wanted DLC vehicles for GTA Online in 2017, or categories of vehicles I should say. Let me know yours in the comment section below, and it would mean the world if you shared the video around, especially to Rockstar Games themselves on Twitter and Facebook, therefore meaning there's a higher chance for these cars to actually get noticed. And if Rockstar are actually watching this, then first of all, thumbs up for actually watching the video, big respect. And yeah, any of these cars would be absolutely fantastic, seriously. So thank you very much for watching guys. As I said, a like would be absolutely fantastic on this video. It really does help out the video and also helps the channel, and it makes me happy and it makes me want to make more videos for you. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one guys. Thank you very much for watching, and bye bye.